Welcome to day 32. As you recall, yesterday we've gone through the core four element of body. We spent time on the physical aspect of that, the sweating aspect of that, which is half point daily. And we also spent a little time on the nutrition aspect, which we went through yesterday. Um, so today we're going to address being, specifically the um, meditation part of that. And as an element of that, there's three basic elements. The first one is the shift move, um, and that basically entails, five deep breaths. Basically, you want to change your physical state, right? You want to kind of break the pattern of where you are. So you have five deep breaths, and then you do five power moves or power shifts, um, which typically are burpees or something that encompasses your entire body and creates movement. Uh, the second portion of that is going to be core breathing, right? And typically, this is going to be just conscious breathing, right, where you would take a deep breath, and when you get to the top, you would hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, and you would breathe out. And again, when you get to the bottom, you would hold it for 3 to 5 seconds. There's more on this in some of the other training, but that is the basic element of that. The ascension portion is going to be actually the meditation itself, um, in which it's more of a mantra uh, uh, meditation. Here again, we emphasize that the only meditation that is not good is no meditation, right? And for me, this was a bit of a struggle, right, to actually get there and actually follow through and actually to hold this space, which it took me a long time. But uh, it's an important part. Why meditate? Now, this is something I really struggle with because it was difficult for me to do. Number one is you sleep better. There's a lot of times I haven't had this that much in my life, but I know a lot of people have where this really disrupted sleep and they don't actually aren't at peace and they are somewhat restless. If you can put your mind in a rested state, obviously that will improve your sleep, which, as from the body, we know is an important element of the body as well. Number three is going to be mindful eating. You know, again, an element that contributes back to the body is once you become aware and you reduce some stress. I know a lot of people have that advice. I haven't had that too much in my life, but uh, where you're actually mindful of when you're eating, you're not doing it as a stress relief, you're not doing it as an escape from a mental situation. Um, Secondly, you heal faster. Like when you're stressed and when you're tense, obviously that affects your health and you don't heal. That in my instance, I noticed that mentally heal as well. Some trauma and traumatic things that happened in my life that that you hold on to and you hold some tensity around that. Um, so um, and here's a big one for me is number five is you beat anxiety, right? A lot of times you find yourself in a place where you're holding some intensity around a situation and you kind of roadblocked yourself into this mental state where if you don't actually give it a place to release, if you don't actually give yourself some space to disperse that, um, you end up in a tense situation. And what I've found is in the meditation is it gives you mental space. It opens up. It adds clarity where you can drop some of that anxiety. And when you come back to the game, you find that it's not packed so tightly in your head. Like you actually have time and space to sort this entire matter. Um, Number six is smile more. Yes, yes, yes. This one hits home. People tell me to smile more, and I did a little analysis around that, and I've traced this to some experiences where when I'm happy, people are unhappy, and I've made a conscious decision to actually smile more in my daily life, and it's as I've learned earlier in my life that it's impossible to hold opposite emotions and incongruencies in your body and in your mind and in your focus. So when you smile, that will also bring the mental state that goes with the smile. Number 7 is relax more. Again, like much like the holding on to the anxiety part of this, they actually giving yourself some mental and physical space to actually relax and decompress. Um, is an important factor as well. Better sex. Oh yes, yes. I have had this experience where when you are tense and relaxed and your mind is wandering all over, sex is more of a um, yeah, one of those things. And obviously, a lot of freedom and a lot of enjoyment comes when you have some mental freedom and space where you can actually be present in that game. uh, More clarity once again once you open up space and you have another perspective, right? You haven't jammed this entire matter into a corner, where you actually step back and you have a new perspective, which obviously adds to the whole clarity issue. uh, and expand, it also gives you room to expand through the entire situation. And obviously our purpose in all of this whole game is to expand. Your assignment is to, once again, is to teach it. If you can't teach it, you don't know it. If you don't know it, you can't learn it. And fill out the remaining items at the bottom of this game. And we will talk to you again tomorrow.